Today is Monday, August 17th, 2026. It is 4:02 p.m. I am Mike Ray, the fourth ward councilman and committee chairperson. And I did go to the eye doctor earlier today. That's why I have my sunglasses on. I forgot my regular glasses. I hope they would be all right by now, but I'm going to see the agenda. I'm leaving my prescription sunglasses on. So we'll start with item number one, which is the chairperson's roll call. To my right.
So he's all the first one, city council and vice chair.
I was gonna say hello first.
Hello, you look beautiful in the yellow.
Jim Hughes, second ward council.
Samantha Turner, third ward city council.
Earl Sasser, Public Works.
Mike Trellin, building and ground.
Derek McDowell, mayor.
The man kitchen, CPAD.
Mike Durkin, code enforcement.
Adam Benty, law department.
I'm Isaac Finding.
Good work.
Alan Ross, WFMJ.
TJ Renninger, WKBN. Iowa Wills, WKBN.
Joe Fritz, law department.
Robert Book, law department.
Kimberly Kitchen, Youngstown Municipal.
Dick Creason, EHM4.
John Noga, community development.
Jack Doherty, YNDC. Chad Hawks, Law Department.
Steve Rosstek, CPAD.
Beverly Hosey, Community Development. Deborah Bird, Community Development. Don Montero, Community Development.
Steiner, wastewater.
Wendy Robbins, Community Development. Erica Avery.
John.
Former seventh ward councilman.
Josie Lyon, Bike Share Youngstown.
Million J five for Passaic Slate Project. David Swollen.
Merrill, City Clerk.
Derek Johnson, water department.
I think that completes the roll call. We'll move to item two, which is pending legislation, starting with ordinance number 5. This is for some leaks in the building on the second, third, and fourth floor and fifth floor restrooms. Mike, any insight on that? Seems like a costly repair.
Madam Chair. That was back when we had all the problems. And we were doing the work on the second floor, so at that time we decided to fix the leaks on 2, 3, and 4 3, 4, and 5 while we had that cut open. Where we finished that bathroom. And then we got in there, it just kept getting worse and worse.
Councilman Hughes.
Now, we had a leak right where you're sitting. Did we get that taken care of?
We got that one fixed too, yes.
Well, excuse me, where the mayor sit.
I would watch the spot on the ceiling though. Let's see if it's growing while we're. Having no more commentary on item 5, we can move to item number 6. This is some paving on a water line break. That was between Glenwood Avenue and Ravenwood and Claremont. Harry, just a routine.
No, it's a repair that exceeds our capacity. So we had to farm it out. Yeah.
Any questions on that?
Through the chair.
Councilman Turner.
Thank you. Just in addition to this, how much you say we've sent out for repairs that we haven't been able to do in-house this year?
I got that number. I don't know the exact number. I can get that.
That'd be great. I just wanna know, because we've had a lot of breaks this past year.
Well, the overwhelming majority, we took care of. If you remember, we had a couple legislative requests on council. And we had farmed out some of the work that's local contractors because they couldn't keep up.
Yes,
Yeah, but that was back in
early part of the year.
March, something like that.
Yes,
Yeah, I'll get that information for you.
please.
All right. Seeing no more questions on item 6, we can move to item number 7, which is wastewater and street department and traffic engineering for the replacement of the radio transmitting devices. Kyle, is that best suited for you or Chuck? I see Chuck raising his hand.
Through the chair, yes, this is radio upgrades for trucks and portables. So these are radios for in the vehicles as well as portable radios. Majority obviously from wastewater is the largest division, but also street and traffic as well. So we're putting it all in one package deal.
Do they currently share the same platform?
The platform that we have is outdated. We used to get them through Young Sun Radio, and that was the old analog system, I guess, or whatever they call it.
Okay,
So this is the upgrade to keep us in communications.
okay. Councilman Hughes?
What, if I can determine, who do you talk to on the radio? Do you go back and forth yourself or you have a different?
Through the chair, these are just two-way, there's no dispatch. Through the chair, let me correct.
Chuck.
Dispatch does contact, fire dispatch does contact street traffic and sometimes wastewater. But it isn't a common practice. It's more for communications within the vehicles.
But they do have the ability from dispatch, if they had to get a hold of these folks, they could.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Anything else on 7? If not, moving to number 8,
I'm sorry, through the chair.
Samantha?
Thank you. You said 3 departments. This is covering all new radios and software?
Through the chair, yes.
Okay.
All right, moving to item number 8. Ohio Water Department Authority. This is payment. Kyle, go ahead.
Yes, through the chair. As we take out these large loans, there is the financing cost of the state putting it together. For this loan for $43 million, it's gonna cost us $141K roughly to be paid to the Ohio Water Authority for them putting together this financing package.
And this is for the Mill Creek Interceptor.
The chair, that is correct.
And this is the project that's currently going on in the park right now.
Correct.
Okay. Chuck, any updates on that? That's project has us pretty tied up and a lot of cut throughs on the west side, and access to the park has been restricted. So a lot of folks are very curious on this one.
Through the chair. Yeah, so they're generally on schedule. It is a consent decree project, so it's going well. It's just a large project. That's what it's been. It's taking so long. It won't be completed until next year.
And Kyle, so we're currently just paying out of the balance of the funds of what we paid for to date. This was replenishing that with this financing.
No, through the chair. This is us paying OWDA for them to do the financing package for us. Yes, we are currently making payments and getting reimbursed. Usually on a monthly basis, we've been submitting documentation and then they've been returning those funds back to us. In the past, if you remember, we used to pay directly to the entities that we ended up contracting with. Now OWDA is requiring us to front those funds and then ask for reimbursement. We're on a pretty good schedule. We're almost every 30 days, we're submitting documentation for reimbursement of the expenses that we pay.
Okay. All right, anything else on item number 8? Seeing none, moving to item number 9. This is the purchase of school building, I believe some other properties that are in with that. This is for $120,000. It's for economic development purposes. Domain, I guess this would be under CPED.
Through the chair, I actually want to make an amendment to the language. To say, it says the purchase price will be $120,000. Need to amend that to say not to exceed $120,000 because we believe it's going to actually come in lower. When it's all said and done, there were a total of 7 properties. 6 were donated to our land bank. Former Adams, Princeton, Mary Hattle. I'm sorry, Adams, Princeton, Hayes, and Sheridan. Then the former John White property, former West Elementary property on Hazelwood. Those are all donated. This is the only one we have to purchase. It was appraised by the district, came in at $225,000. And so we'll be acquiring that for about 100,000. So I just want to amend that language, the purchase price. Instead of saying the purchase price will be 120,000, I would like for that to say not to exceed 120,000. And this is part of our plan we talked about in CPED about acquiring these properties, our land acquisition plan. We were finally able to come to terms with the district and the school board, and just asking for your support.
Okay, thank you. Julius?
Through the chair. Man, I know we had a lot of conversation on this piece. I would like to put it in CPED. Just to have more conversation about what we discussed as far as a lot of our citizens want to see some of these school buildings come down. Just want to make sure we got a cohesive plan in place as far as brownfield grants or whatever demolition dollars we may need to take some of these schools down and bring it to our possession. I'm all for the gathering of land. I think that's a great idea as we, try to advance. But just want to make sure it's a cohesive plan in place for taking these buildings down.
Through the chair, if I could respond.
Go ahead, Demain.
Thank you. I would just say in response to that, nothing's gonna happen without us coming back to council. This is just the first step, acquiring them, so that we can control them. A lot of funding that's available for demolition and repurposing these buildings, we have to own them. And so this is not gonna preclude us from doing our due diligence and coming back to you all with that plan. So this is just basically step one, acquiring. And we can talk about that plan further in CPED. I was prepared to talk about it in the past CPED meeting, but that was canceled, so.
We'll get that back on the books. Thanks, Demain. Anyone else? Go ahead, Samantha.
How many properties again?
Total of 7.
Not to exceed 120,000.
Right. And that price is just for Mary Haddle. The others are essentially donated for a cost of $1.
Councilman Kelly.
Through the chair. So, Demain, I know you said we're gonna apply for brownfield grants and everything. So if we don't get those, and who's that fall on, the city? Because I know those buildings are full of asbestos. Have we done environmental studies on any of the buildings that are standing?
Well, through the chair.
Go ahead, Demain.
So we've been in contact, and we'll talk about that in number 10 with Nick, who's here, in Economic Action Group. They've already started the process of seeking funding, or been permitted to start the process to go after some funds. The state just opened up $120 million round of brownfield remediation dollars that we'll be going after as well. Some of these, again, are potentially can be done internally with our street department. But ultimately, if any of them can be salvaged, I don't think Adams can and Princeton, but some of the other ones we're looking at repurposing, not necessarily demolishing. Again, that plan is fluid. It's in a process. And so the plan is to acquire the land so that we can develop plans for redevelopment.
I'm sorry, Councilman Turner.
Thank you. I just want to say, as a person that lives directly around the corner from one of these schools, I'm happy to see that there is a plan and that we're moving forward with it, even as the city, because these schools, we put up brand new schools and didn't take down these schools. So this actually is, I'm happy to see this, and I'm glad that we're figuring out a way to move forward with it. So of course, you have my support, 110% on this, especially if you're gonna salvage some of the structures like Hayes Middle School. I do wanna know, can you tell us, outside of EAG, I do want what the trick to getting the school district to move, but what other partners are you bringing in on this?
Through the chair, I wouldn't say there was a trick. I'd say it was a necessity.
Yeah.
These buildings have been plaguing our neighborhoods for many decades. We're in a position right now to take advantage of remediating them, doing something about it. District obviously not in position to do it. And so we're not doing this as a favor to the district, but as a service to the citizens. So we have, again, not just EAG, but we have other partners, Montrose Group, Terracon. We have multiple folks that help us. And again, some of these folks were at the table before I got here. But we'll continue to massage those relationships, seek funds, and do what's best for the community.
Thank you.
And again, this ordinance does not preclude council from having input in these neighborhood plans. That's a part of our plan, is to have these discussions with the council people who represent where these buildings are currently standing. So I'm sure you all get calls from your constituents as well regarding these eyesores in the community.
Moving to item number 10. Main,
Through the chair, again, one of our partners, EAG, this is essentially a renewal contract. EAG, in my 8 months and looking at a lot of our partners, they've been one of our better partners. Don't tell anybody that, Nick. But, you know, they've done a lot with our downtown ambassadors. They've helped with some marketing, we don't have a planner. We don't have a planning department, so they've done a lot of planning work for us as well. I value what they've been able to do in partnership with the city, and we just want to renew this contract. It's not an increase, the same as it was. Kyle can probably give you more detail on the financial, but essentially it's just a renewal at the same rate. And I think it's a value proposition because I think I've given them more homework in the past 8 months, but they've done a good job for us.
thanks for that explanation, Demain. I agree with probably everything you said there. So I think Councilman Oliver and then Councilman Turner. Go ahead, Councilman Oliver.
Just want to put it on the record with the clerk on the sponsor.
Number 10.
Councilman Oliver would like to be a co-sponsor of item number 10. Councilman Turner.
Thank you. I don't get to interface that much with EAG, so if we could get just an overview, he usually provides us with an overview of what has happened throughout the year. Perfection. Thank you so much. What is that?
Sorry. So we, through the chair,
Go ahead.
we usually put this together around budget time, so we've had this since March. This is just a brief overview of what the 2025 work does. You've seen the prior versions dating back to 2020, I believe, and we do detail some of the work across all the different words that we do or do work in. And a lot of times, to Demain's point, when we do get sick on a grant project, a lot of times that funding does exceed the cost of our contract on an annual basis. So there's nothing ever promised, but I do think we have a good chance to get some assessment dollars, at least, to get the ball rolling on some of these school properties. And we've had a great time working on different park projects this year. The ambassador program is growing. Last year, our contract was a little bit lower in overall amount because we were able to get a record amount of grant dollars from the state for the downtown plan that we were able to bill our time to and defray costs to the city. But no, we're always happy to be a great partner to the city and work with CPED, work with downtown events, work with all departments really, and bring projects back to council.
And I think as Demain mentioned, our nonprofit or our partners that have some flexibility to do things we can't, and move in certain ways that we can't. So they're necessary to get the work done. So I think their value is there. Anything else on 10? If not, we could move.
If not,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Councilman Hughes.
yes, I'd like to, for the record, be co-sponsored for number 9.
For number 9, okay.
Same.
Councilman Hughes and Turner would like to be co-sponsors to item number 9. Okay. All right. I think we could move to item number 11 now.
Through the chair.
Yeah.
Thank you, council. Sponsor those pieces. This is a renewal for Dawn Montero. She's our housing specialist. These funds are out of CDBG. She works alongside Erica. We renewed Erica a few months back. She worked with John Noga, our housing director, and obviously with Beverly Hosey, our CDA director. Again, phenomenal job. A lot of work goes on from a consulting and knowledge-based perspective, and she's very well versed in a lot of HUD regulations, housing, things of that nature, and even been able to branch out into slightly some, I won't say economic development things, but they kind of go hand in hand. And she's been instrumental in helping us navigate through some of those language barriers as well. So we're just asking for council to renew Dawn's contract, $65,000. I believe that's the same amount, no increase.
Any questions or discussion on item number 11? Seeing none, we can move to item number 12. This is for board up services, grass cutting with Milson and Kennison for the collections. Councilman Turner.
Thank you. How much did we collect last year, this collection service?
Mr. Chair,
Kyle.
should we collect $196,000?
Okay, Councilman Hughes.
I know the board up service is probably the smallest part. If somebody can explain that process and how much of this, whatever that is.
I can explain the border process. I don't have the dollar amount.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Board ups are usually called in by YPD or code enforcement officers. We've been doing all of our board ups in-house now through Mike Drummond's department. And then once we get them done, there is times when I do have to do emergency board ups and I use National Fire Repair or somebody else to kind of rotate them. Fire department also does call for board ups as well. And then we put it on the tax assessment. Once the board up is complete, it'll be on your tax assessment at the end of this year. Basically done the same way as grass cutting does. It's $50 per opening.
Go ahead, Councilman Hughes.
Just a follow up on the grass cutting part. Was that less this year than last year on our part?
As far as what, when you say less?
The amount that you cut, that you're assessing, the number of grasses.
Through the chair, no. It's just different. There's less vacant structure cuts and more vacant land cuts.
All right, anything else on item number 12? Seeing none, we can move to item number 13. I think. Chuck, anything? Go ahead.
Through the chair, yes, I did request this. These are for right-of-way option agreements, which is essentially First Energy going out to their next phase of route selection on their 138 kV project. These are just city-owned parcels that are involved in it. Most of them are along, starts on Ridge Street, or goes towards Oak Hill along CSX's, adjacent to CSX's rail line. We have a city-owned parcel of Performance Place across from the wastewater treatment plant. We have some city-owned parcels along the Mahoning River or at the Spring Pond Park.
So this is agreements for them to use our land, correct?
Through the chair, yes. This was the, if you remember a couple of years ago, they wanted to put the 138 kV along behind the amphitheater, and we were able to resolve that Right. But this is the same project.
So what
There's other-
are the funds being used for here that we'd be allocating the $20,150?
They would just come to the city, presumably in the general fund. This is, it amounts to 10% of the easement fee that we won't be receiving. It's basically a down payment for them is essentially what it is, I think.
Okay. All right. Questions there. 14, Chuck, is that also, this is,
Through the chair, yes, this is, as these projects start to get closer and closer, these numbers are a little higher than we used to seeing. This is for utility relocation along Gibson Street, where our new high rate treatment facility is going to be constructed. It's going to require the relocation of multiple facilities, First Energy probably being the largest. Also Enbridge gas lines, a number of fiber optic companies, and even Youngstown Water's going to have to relocate a little bit. So these would be costs that we have to pay the utility companies for moving their lines, because it is utility versus utility as opposed to a roadway job.
Chuck, how are we doing managing the day-to-day on a project this large? Who wastewater falls under? Do you do the general oversight of this, or?
Through the chair, yes. We have Arcadis as the general consultant for the overall project. We also have MS Consultants doing design work, and we'll be preparing 6 different bid documents. Bidding in 6 different phases of projects. There'll be probably two bids per project. A bit general and then electrical, mechanical bids. There's a companion piece to this, more or less, down the agenda a little bit for our initial site work package, which comes out in the fall.
Okay. Yeah, it's always just when wastewater does it, still falls under you, and water does it. Harry talks about it, so that's just.
Through the chair, yes, wastewater is public works. Water's water. Don't confuse them. It's a bad day.
But you call Harry if you have a dispute on your bill.
We get them all.
Don't confuse them when they're coming out of the pipe.
Councilman Turner.
Thank you. How are we funding this 3.5 billion?
Through the chair, we'll be paying cash for this. The Administration just this last week committed, I think it was 3 contracts for $144 million for the next phase of the portions are required controlled mandate of eliminating the combined overflow. The administration is preparing to clear some documentation and to go out publicly to help the community understand better why we have to tackle these particular projects and how this is all part of one gigantic federal program that we are required to fulfill. This is not the end of all the projects. We still have to go out and look at what the cost is going to be for the new pump station that's going to have to be constructed. The 3 projects that we're talking about, I'll let Chuck finish, but one of them is to bore under the river.
Through the chair. Chuck. This project is a high rate treatment facility. There will be 6 different projects in this project. So there'll be an initial site package to start the work. There'll be a tunnel under the river. There's a grid screening will be next, and then the pump station construction. And then the last of the 2 will be the high rate treatment facility itself, and then instrumentation and electrical upgrades. But the project is a large project on a very small, relatively speaking, small amount of property. There's not a lot of room for contractors to work around each other, so the project has to be staged and sequenced accordingly.
Okay. Councilman Turner.
Thank you. If we're paying cash, I'm assuming this is coming out of our enterprise fund?
To the chair, correct.
What does this do to our enterprise fund? Where do we stand? Excuse me.
To the chair, we begin the year with roughly a $36 million surplus. We've been building on that. Next year will be the last proposed rate increase that we passed 5 years ago. those funds were preparation for some of these project costs. It makes sense to actually pay this in cash versus going out and borrowing because of the size and timing of this project. Our hope is, once we bid and finish these smaller projects, and then come back to council after going out and hopefully helping the community understand why we're required to do these projects, we're going to have to be discussing a rate increase. And right now, we are working with our partners and coming up with what those costs are going to be. Unfortunately, the surplus amount that we have, when you consider what we've done already, we tackled all the improvements to the wastewater treatment plant. That was roughly between $75 and $80 million. We are currently using ARP money for design on, that was set aside $5 million out of ARP. Chuck, could you help me? Is it for those three projects or for?
Go ahead, Chuck.
Through the chair, the ARP funds that we used was for the, due to the schedule and when they had to be spent, is for the design of Mill Creek Park, overflow eliminations phases 1 and 2, and then preliminary design on 3 and 4. We are having a public meeting on the long-term control plan to cover Mill Creek Park phases 3 and 4, as well as the high rate treatment facility projects on August 25th from 5 to 7. We'll be preparing a press release towards the end of the week.
Okay, thank you, Chuck. All right, hearing no more discussion on 15, let's go to 16. And I think 16 ties together with another piece as well. So is that correct?
I think it's
29, 16 and 20.
29.
Domain, do you
Yeah, I can.
discuss this?
Yep. So as you all know, we were successful in receiving the RED grant early in the year in partnership with YNDC. Essentially, this $2.5 million it can only be used on for two purposes. One was the Wallach property on Indianola, the former Woodside Hospital property, where they're developing some senior housing and some housing over there. I think 140 units or so. Anyways, part of this money is going for some work over there, sidewalks, a cutout for the WRTA to be able to pull off to get the passengers so they're not stopping on Indianola. The other part of the money is going to be used by YNDC for street resurfacing and stuff like that in the areas where they've already built houses and completed construction or soon to be completed. Part of the challenge with this grant, we weren't aware at the time of award that it had to be spent by February of 2027. So we had to hurry up and make a decision that we thought would improve the areas where the work was already going on while there was still enough left of the summer season or the paving season to do a lot of this work. Sidewalks, we can do a little later in the year, but essentially that's where this money is going. So 16, basically, I don't know which one. One allows us to accept it. The other one allows us to appropriate it so that we can spend it the way it needs to be spent.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Councilman Turner.
Actually, I was gonna say, the chair. Mike, number, you skipped number 15.
Okay, thank you.
I was wondering, I didn't know, okay,
Okay.
my bad, good catch.
So you're on 16 and 29. We'll move back up to
15.
15.
Yeah, I'll take that one as well through the chair. We applied to the Department of Development early in the year for this 629 roadway grant. We were successful in receiving this grant in the amount of $1.27 million. This is essentially to connect the State Route 62 to Garland over there at the McGuffey Plaza site. So that we have.
They just call it the McGuffey site. They left the plaza.
I stand corrected, Councilman. The McGuffey site, the part of McGuffey at the bottom by Garland. So we're clear where we are. But essentially it gives us access, it improves access to that site where that demolition occurred earlier, thanks to Councilman Hughes' generous contribution. And so this grant is for the 1.278. The other match is gonna come through the state. I'll let Chuck talk about that process. He's more familiar with it.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Through the chair, as with a lot of projects, we don't necessarily always have the complete funding package in place. That's just the nature of public works projects, but we do fully intend on making additional applications for additional funding for the local match, which should be about $300,000 to $400,000.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. So again, just to reiterate, that's 1.278 million at the McGuffey site in the gentleman from the East Side's ward.
Yes, sir.
Second ward, Jimmy Hughes.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, partner.
Moving to item number 19. Harry? I believe that's, is that
Oh, yeah.
water?
The chair.
It's some general
This is-
expenditures, normal.
This is correct for normal annual bid for our inventory for our department for water breaks, where we buy couplings, curb boxes, hydrants, et cetera. It's slightly higher this year. Of course, last year we had a banner year. Can't anticipate what will happen this year, but just given the fact that costs have gone up and we spent more last year, the request is slightly higher than the previous year.
Okay. All right, thank you, Harry. That makes sense. Again, a routine expenditure, I believe. The next one is for water transmission line project to 1.4 million. Number 20.
The chair, this is the water line that will combine our two zones, Lincoln Knowles zone and the East Side zone.
This is another 1.4 million on the east side. This is a big expenditure for the east side today, Councilman Hughes.
That's correct.
Is this fixing the brown water problem?
This
We're
is,
not talking about groundwater today, are we?
that's up to you.
Yeah, is it fixing the groundwater problem?
Well, let me say this, this will help with the circulation issues. Where we can drive that number down from 10+ days to somewhere right around 2 to 3 days, which is more in line with what the aging of the water should be. So this is a major project, and we've tried a number of different remedies, spraying, flushers. Of course, some of them work partially, but this is major because this will definitely enhance the flow of the water. So, this is a major project. So this request is to go out for bid for that line installation.
Great, thank you, Harry. And that just really highlights, I guess, the changes in the use of our system. We have a lot more capacity out there than is actually being drawn from today. So
Right.
putting a loop in like this will help alleviate that. Thank you. Councilman Turner.
Thank you. Can you tell us the timeline on this once it's out to bid?
Yeah, so once it's out to bid, they're saying that because it's a designated line just for that service. So they said that they could probably get that done within a 90-day period. Because we're not hooking up additional services. This is a 12-inch designated just for that specific purpose. So that should make the project go a little bit faster.
Thank you.
Councilman Hughes?
When you say line, that's a distance? Is there a dimension?
No, a water line.
Yeah, I mean, what is that? I mean, from what point to where?
So from Kobe all the way up to, how's it pronounced, Bryn Mawr? Right, so it's going from Kobe to Bryn Mawr is the distance.
It's just like one street.
I'm sorry?
That's just like one street, one block.
No, that's several blocks.
Man, like,
That's several blocks. I'm like, you know,
Fire station.
Oh, now you gonna give me the job?
Really? You walked into that.
We can take a recess if we want to reference the map in the hall.
Give me a shot.
I still know. But it's I forget what the actual feet, I didn't bring that, but it's several feet, almost a half a mile of 12-inch pipe that we're gonna put in the ground.
I withdraw the question.
All right, we'll move on. Question's been withdrawn.
That true.
Right, item number 21. Another wastewater treatment, expenditure. Chuck,
Through the chair, yes, this is for level 3 NEMO infrared inspection, electrical inspection for all of our pump stations as well as within the treatment plant for all electrical equipment. This is a professional service that the consultant would have to be level 3 NEMA certified. It's required by our insurance company to perform this testing and have it certified.
okay, thank you. Move to item 22. Chuck, is that also you? It's another CSO control. Site work.
Chair, yes, this is the companion piece that I spoke of when we talked about the utility relocation. This is the actual first I said there were 6 contracts. You can see this is called contract 1, initial site work. This is kicking off the project.
Okay.
This is also being paid with cash. So there will be no loans. For the rest of this is the baby bear project. This is the little one. So we're going to pay cash for this one. The rest of them will be loans.
Okay. All right, moving to item number 23.
Yes.
This is the water and tap for a project. We're already the $15 million project. Okay, moving to item number 24. Some, is this Mike Durkin to explain these changes and these positions from moving from building and grounds to environmental sanitation? Is that correct? Yep, go ahead.
Through the chair. What I'm trying to accomplish here is actually, it's only going to be 2 laborers that I would hire, but we've been using quite a lot of money in People Ready for the last 3 years. And I'm trying to get to where, we have some, because we don't have any accountability. They come to work, and if they don't feel like staying, they just call a friend and go home. So we don't have any accountability with that. And also it costs us a lot of money to get them there. They're not making very much and we're paying them too much. So
Who are we using currently?
It's People Ready.
People.
They're
not
on a
really
daily
ready.
basis.
They just
Yes. Yeah. So
You're not.
by hiring 2 laborers in the sanitation department, we can have them doing all the kind of runaround work that needs to be done with People Ready folks. We can meet them with bulk trucks. They cannot drive a city sanitation truck because they won't have a CDL, but they can drive a city truck, deliver carts. We always have issues with broken parts and delivering parts and things of that nature. They can help the mechanics. The mechanics can take a truck to get fixed and pick them up instead of having 2 trucks going out. All kinds of little things they do around there, and also answering phones, help cleaning up the shop, all that type of stuff. In the last 3 years, we've spent a considerable amount of money. We're up into 6 figures with People Ready, and we can actually hire 2 people full time and still pay less than what we were paying.
Okay.
And Kyle can explain to you
I see him
on the
shaking his
how,
head, and I'm
because I
sure-
don't know how the.
Temp agencies have lots of fees, and those fees will probably be just transferred over to our overhead, and we'll have permanent employees.
Through the chair, that is correct. As Mike said, his biggest headache is accountability, being able to accomplish what he has, the requirement of his job functions. And by having employees that are going to be working probably 7 to 3, sometimes 8 to 4, it's going to help him meet those goals of getting all the work finished in a timely manner. not have to rely on people that are temporary, but sometimes have other, reasons for them not being able to come to work.
Yes, Mike.
Through the chair, we already have vehicles for these folks that are down there. So we don't have to do anything other than put them in a vehicle and put them to work.
All right, moving to item number 25, water quality coordinator amendment, amending the wages. Harry?
Yes. What need to take council on a journey real quick to kind of bring you up to speed. It helps that out. So we created this position. Council supported me back in 2001 to create this position. At the time it was created, I had a perception that this position.
Yeah, we need another one.
I'll get one right here. There you go. But this was more of a junior level position. I found out quickly that this is more of a senior level position. So what I did in 2022, you can see where that person reported to the chief engineer. The second page, I changed the reporting structure. That person started to report to me directly. One, because of some of the monies that we deal with. So he's responsible for like 15 million in OWDA loans specific to our lead removal, in addition to securing about 9 different grants totaling about 2.4 million. Again, that's something that's very new to the department. So back in 2023, I changed the reporting structure that person reports directly to me. Afterwards, we secured that $600,000 hydro excavator vehicle. So my goal was to put together a crew, which we've done, and have that crew report directly to this individual. So I expanded his responsibilities, and I put this in the council packet, but I don't know if it was highlighted, just to give you a reference as to the expanded duty that this person is responsible for over and above what he was doing before. But what had to happen, the first thing we had to do was to create a union position, which council has already approved, the vac truck operator position. We put that in place. And then I was looking to create a team leader position. And instead of doing that with the administration's approval, we ended up just hiring another foreman that would report to that individual. And their sole responsibility would be to go out there and, of course, meet the first goal of identifying the lead that we have in our system. And then, of course, making sure that we meet that goal in 2037 of eliminating it. Having said all that, that is why I'm here today asking council to approve the pay adjustment, because again, I've expanded the responsibility. It's a higher level position. And just for point of reference, the foreman that will be reporting to this individual after year 1, his wages will exceed his by $1,200. So this adjustment, the additional responsibilities and the people that will be reporting to him, he'll be making slightly above what the top rate for the foreman position, which is 72,000. I think this request, the height is 74. I mean, if he was to get a license, that's different. So there's a benefit for that. Just to get a license.
Questions from the committee? Councilman Turner, do you have a question?
I do, actually really a statement. I do really commend you for readjusting your workflow to ensure that when people are paid right, but also everything is handled properly. And also the same thing with Mike. And we have yet to figure that out here at city council chambers. So I just want to be sure this new position that you're creating, or you're expanding its roles, they will have an EPA license, and he won't be outpaced by his supervisor in the coming years.
this position is, I'm not creating a new position.
Right. Excuse me.
This is an old position to which I'm expanding its responsibilities. And to answer your question, if management wages stay in line with union, of course it won't outpace it, but this adjustment will keep him above that rate for people that he's supervising.
Thank you.
Councilman Hughes.
Obviously, I got a problem with paying that, you know. But it seems like every time we want to get a raise, we did this in another two other departments, three, I think, you know, because somebody up under someone is getting paid more money. So we talk about raises. I think all of that is kind of wrong, and that was, I kind of think that that's not a system already in place, and it shouldn't be. That was one of my arguments with the mayor's salary and your salary and the rest of the salary up under them, you know, where it was before we changed the charter, thanks to Cal. Where it was before we changed the charter, we had a percentage of something, like a percentage of yours, and then these others, they automatically go. Now, is there any scenario that you have where somebody get a reduction in salary because of that?
Here.
Through the chair, I've done that multiple times. Just for example, our electrician just retired. I'm not filling that position. I'm using, you know, some of the work that's going to be outsourced. That's $100,000 plus. I'll be saving the city, just for example. But I've made changes. The customer service supervisor position, when the person retired, I reduced that salary several years ago. And of course, through some efficiencies, for example, the meter reader positions, once we implemented this meter change out, didn't hire any more meter readers, which is saving the city hundreds of thousands of dollars. So to answer your question, I've done that on a number of occasions in terms of saving the city money. I'm not quite sure
Go ahead,
what
Cal.
exactly you're asking, but as far as keeping pace,
Well, I guess it shouldn't have been directed to you in a sense. I think the system is kind of broken about salaries in the sense of who should get what. I think that the charter made an attempt to set up a system, you know? And Mayor, he's giving me.
He's listening like the rest of us.
No, you're
Figure it
not.
out, Councilman.
Go ahead, Councilman.
I think the charter was making an honest effort to keep everything uniform and proper without us favoring somebody over someone else and giving them this. I used that with my friend Jeff from the law department, you know, when he got left out of the mix. We changed them, and then we just started cherry picking, you know, and at the end of the day, the work still goes on with the same, at least that's the title work still goes on with the same responsibility. So I don't think there's a really, maybe the name in front of the desk says, you know, this is a higher paid job, and I get that. But I just think the system, I think it's something maybe it should come out of the mayor's office with some kind of a direction as to how we're going to make all this balance properly. And then the next administration or the next person, whoever might have your chair, wouldn't be trying to take care of this one or do this because you decided to give this position and you plug it in, even though you say it's been there for a long time but not occupied. No, maybe that I misunderstood.
that's a mischaracterization.
But I think it should go generally just like the charter tried to do with the border control. You know, so just expand it. But that's all.
Okay. Thanks, Jimmy. You've expressed that before too, and I think we should take note of that because uniformity in pay and having a system instead of piecemealing it it's not a great way. So. There's nothing else on 25. 28 is a transfer from the first, second, and fourth wards discretionary funds into the park. 29, we already discussed with 16. 30 is the special assessments, removing them. And so is 31. Don't have any questions on those special assessment removals. And the rest, items 33 through 52 are discretionary requests, so we don't have an item 18 because it's not financial. So how I see that is we're going from 19 through 31, and then discretionary. And then we'll 33 through 52 are discretionary. We good with that? All right, well, then I would make a motion that items 19, what did I say, 19 through 52? Right, clerk?
You know, new district 27. So it's not the.
We're missing a 20, so it's 19 through 25. And 28 through, yep. 28 through 31. And then
Yes, no.
33 through 52. All right. So those ones we're skipping are non-financial ones. So I will make a motion that we send items 5 through 8, 10 through 16, 19 through 25, 28 through 31, and 33 through 52 to the board for consideration and passage. Second. Did you get that? All right. And I make a motion that item number 9 go to the CPED committee. Number 9.
No, wait for this.
All right.
Like 27 is not financial, but we're just going.
27 is not discussed in this. It's,
I understand.
it's not going anywhere. It's
I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
It's not on this agenda. Yeah.
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah,
I have a question before we,
sure.
number 9, with the co-sponsors, are you putting that into CPA?
Yeah, and we did note that there's co-sponsors, Hughes and Turner were added to that. Right, number 3 is miscellaneous. I don't think we have any time for miscellaneous because we are at 5 o'clock and the next meeting starts at 5. All right. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Second, that it's at 5 o'clock.